Hey there guys, today I'm going to be doing an Arms Warrior PvE DPS guide for patch 4.3. I'm going to be going over our stats, our talents and builds, gemming, enchanting, macros that we're using for stance dancing at the moment, and also a priority order because we don't have a DPS rotation anymore. It's all to do with the priorities. I will also be doing at some point later a video of me going into a looking for raid finder, doing a couple of bosses in there, taking a kind of leaf out of Preach's guides. Love Preach, just a little shout out to him, and showing you what I can do using my priority system at the moment, the kind of DPS we can be pulling in raids. Okay, so first off, I'm going to go over our stats. Our primary stat is strength. We want as much strength as we can get. It is a straight up damage increase for everything we do. We want strength on all of our gear, all of our gems. Okay. Our next most important stat is hit, to the cap of 8%. That's the soft cap. It means that on raid bosses, none of our special attacks, our yellow attacks, they're not going to miss. They're all going to hit, so that's fantastic. Don't look at my stats here. At the moment, I'm currently reforged for Fury, because we're working on Heroic Spine progress, so they're currently reforged for that extra bit of hit for Fury spec, but we want in arms 8%, hit the cap. After that, it's expertise to 26, which is the soft cap again. It means raid bosses won't dodge our attacks if we're behind them, so that's really necessary to get that as well. The next most important secondary stat is crit. Really strong stat for us right now, and then that's closely followed by mastery at the moment. Our opportunity strikes, which is our mastery, very strong. It means that our rage generation is a lot quicker, because we've got the chance to hit that extra melee attack, and it also increases our damage because again it's extra melee attacks going out. Really nice. Okay, so next I'll go over the talent trees. There's two pretty staple builds right now, one slightly favouring AoE fights and one slightly favouring just single target fights. Mine's currently in the slightly more AoE orientated build. It just means I've got 2 points in Blood and Thunder, which allows us to spread our rend, dart across any enemies near the boss simply by thunder clapping. Really great talent if there is a lot of adds in the fight. If you were going for the slightly more single target build, you'd put all 3 points rather than 2 in that. You put 3 in insight, which just gives our heroic strike crits a 100% chance to crit next time. So what I'll do now is I'll jump over to the arms tree. Got 3 points in War Academy, gives our Mortal Strike and Slam 15% extra damage. Really nice there. Field Dressing 2 of 2, increases healing received by 6%, and self-healing abilities, their effectiveness is boosted by an additional 20%. So that improves our survivability, really nice. Tactical Mastery 2 of 2. We retain 50 rage, or additional 50 rage when we change stances. That's great right now. A lot of our damage at the moment is to do with stance dancing, switching between battle stance and berserker stance depending on what move we need to do. So that allows us to not go rage starved when we are doing all this stance dancing that is necessary at the moment to push out that extra DPS. Deep Wounds 3 of 3 allows our crits to cause the opponent to bleed, dealing 48% of our melee weapons average damage over 6 seconds. So that puts a nice little dot on the target. Extra damage going out straight away. 2 of 2 in Impale. That causes our crit strike damage bonus of Mortal Strike, Slam and Overpower to be increased by 20%. So that's 20% extra crit damage on those attacks. Sweeping Strikes, really nice little cooldown for our DPS. Great for AoE fights, trash packs even. It allows our melee attacks to strike an additional nearby opponent, and that lasts 10 seconds. Really key talent, Taste for Blood, increases our overpower crit strike chance by 60%. In addition, whenever your rend ability causes damage, you have a 100% chance of allowing the use of overpower for 9 seconds. So that is what allows us to use overpower. Each time our rend ticks, it lets us use overpower, but it won't occur more than once every 5 seconds. Improved Slam, we want 2 of 2 in that. Decreases the swing time of Slam by 1 second and increases its damage by 20%. That's really good. Slam's hitting really hard right now, so we want to be using Slam as much as we possibly can within our priority system. So that's a very good talent. Another little DPS cooldown there, Deadly Calm, for the next 10 seconds. None of our abilities cost rage, but they continue to generate rage. So for 10 seconds we can use as many of our special abilities as we like, and we'll just be building up that rage, building it up, and at the end of it we'll have 100 rage, and again we can go a little bit nutty with our abilities at the end of that as well. Blood Frenzy, a few nice little effects on that one. Our bleeds make the target take an extra 4% physical damage, so it puts a nice little debuff on them. It also applies another debuff, which means when we apply the bleed, it makes them take 30% extra bleed damage for 1 minute. So that causes our Rens to do more damage. And also our auto attacks have a 10% chance to generate 20 extra rage. So again, it's buffing us nicely, giving us more rage, allowing us to use more abilities. Next one, 3-3 Lambs to the Slaughter. Our Mortal Strike causes a slaughter effect, which refreshes the duration of rend on the target and increases the damage of your Execute, Overpower, Slam and Mortal Strike by 10%. That stacks up to 3 times. So not only does that mean that once we've applied rend at the start of a fight, our Mortal Strikes will keep refreshing it. It means we don't have to reapply it at all, other than obviously if we're leaving the boss, AoEing ads or whatever, switching to a different target and coming back, then you will have to reapply it. But for the most part, because we're using Mortal Strike on cooldown basically, our rend will keep ticking away, you don't have to worry about it. Also it means that once we've got the 3 stacks, we're doing 30% extra damage from Execute, Overpower, Slam and Mortal Strike. That's a lot of buff damage right there. That's a lovely talent. Juggernaut. Our charge ability is now usable whilst in combat and in all stances, and the cooldown of charge is reduced by 2 seconds. Also, following a charge, your next Slam or Mortal Strike has an additional 25% chance to crit if used within 10 seconds. So that's really nice. It allows us to, no matter what part of a fight we're in, we can use charge. And obviously straight after a charge, within the first 10 seconds, if you use Mortal Strike or Slam, you get an extra 25% chance to crit with it. So that's why it's always good to start the fight with a charge. Sudden Death, 2 of 2. Our melee hits have a 6% chance of resetting the cooldown on a Colossal Smash, and you keep 10% after you, 10 rage even, after using Execute. So that's again really nice. Wrecking Crew, our Mortal Strike crit, so a 100% chance to enrage us, increasing our physical damage caused by 10% for 12 seconds. Loving the enrage, that's what we're all about. Get the extra damage out from the enrage, and obviously, as I said, we're using Mortal Strike every time we can basically, so we're going to be enraged a lot of the time, pushing that 10% extra damage out. Throwdown, really nice little ability. It's a CC ability, knocks the target to the ground and stuns it for 5 seconds. Fantastically handy. Fights like War Master, when you've got the sappers dropping down to the deck, if they get that little bit too close to the cabin, charge them, throw them down, DPS them down before they blow the ship up. And our final ability in the tree there, Bladestorm. That is our main AoE ability there. It does a load of damage, tons and tons of damage there. Become a whirling storm of destructive force, instantly striking all nearby targets for 150% weapon damage, and continuing to perform a whirlwind attack every second for 6 seconds. So it's really, really powerful. Obviously in AoE fights that is imbatastic right now. So yeah, we can just nuke the hell out of all the ads that come along. Battle Trance, our first little Fury talent there. 3 of 3. Our Bloodthirst, Mortal Strike and Shield Slam. So our Mortal Strike for arms has a 15% chance to make our next special attack that costs more than 5 rage consume no rage. So that's really good. When that procs, you want to get those heroic strikes out, want to get those slams out, and it's going to cost us no rage at all. Cruelty, 2 of 2, increases the crit strike chance of Bloodthirst, Mortal Strike and Shield Slam. So again for us, Mortal Strike, 10% extra crit chance, okay? Fantastic on that one. And 2 of 2 in Executioner. Our Execute hits have a 100% chance to improve your melee attack speed by 5% for 9 seconds. This stacks up to 5 times. So at the end of our the fight, when we're doing our Execute phase and spamming Execute, we're going to have 25% increased attack speed until that boss is dead. So that's fantastic, that talent there. So that's basically the talent trees at the moment. What I'll go over next is our gemming. We want to be putting 50 strength gems in our items in all the red sockets, and ignoring socket bonuses unless the bonus is at least 20 strength. So like that one, we've got 20 strength bonus, got a 50 strength gem in the red socket, and for the blue one we've gone 25 strength and 25 hit. So in total we're getting out of that 45 strength thanks to the bonus, and that 25 hit as well, so that's really nice. That's for the blue sockets, 25 strength, 25 hit, and if we got a orange, yellow socket, sorry, we got 25 strength and 25 crit to match that one. But again, only if the bonus is at least 20 strength, making it worth it. Enchants, again, for the most part you're looking for strength as much as possible, and crit or mastery if you can, if you can't put okay. Next, as I said, right now we're doing a lot of stance dancing. This relies on macros, so we're not going to be switching stance and then using ability, switch stance, using ability, switch stance, using ability. We're going to put it all in macros, which means once you're spamming your keys, it's going to be doing it all for you. It will switch your stance, use the ability, makes it a lot easier, and I will put all the macros you need for that into the description in the video. So, because we only need to use charge, rend, overpower and thunderclap in our battle stance. Everything else we're going to be using in Berserker stance to get that 10% increased damage. Really pushes out that more damage for us. Next I'll go over the priority order. As I said, what we want to do is we want to start, obviously, get a little bit of rage, battle shout, and then we're going to charge in to give us that 25% extra crit chance from Juggernaut on our Mortal Strike. Once we've charged in, apply the rend. We only need to do it once at the start of the fight, and you want to be going Mortal Strike on cooldown, Colossus Smash on cooldown, and between them we're going to be using Slam, Overpower and Heroic Strike. As long as we've got enough rage for Heroic Strike, generally 70 rage upwards is enough. It will allow us to not go too rage starved. Our Mortal Strike, you want to be using it every time it's on cooldown. Same with Colossus Smash. As I said, just filling in the gaps with Overpower, Heroic Strike and Slam. Obviously our cooldowns, we've got Recklessness. As I said, in the talent trees we've got Deadly Calm. Any racials and stuff you got, Orcs got Blood Fury. Really nice to put a little cooldown macro there. So put all your cooldowns into one macro. What you can do is you can charge in, apply your rend. At that point you can use Deadly Calm, spam away, get all those abilities out, lots and lots of damage. As you can see, you've got 100 rage on the rage bar already. 1 second left on Deadly Calm, and then you pop your cooldown macro, Blood Fury goes, Recklessness goes, and we're getting those crits out like crazy. Look at that, Slam, Overpower, crit, 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 and the damage will be great, okay? Okay, so as I said, what I'll do is in another video, obviously don't pay attention to this damage, can't really test it too much on a dummy. I will make a video where I'm going into looking for raid and showing you just the kind of damage we can be doing right now in a real kind of raiding scenario. So hold on for that one. Thanks for watching this, and let me know what you think. Cheers.